Hey everybody, Mungo Dark Matter here, and welcome to Solstice, Day 11. The solstice is the shortest day of the year. There's more night than day in the solstice. And it also marks the point at which the days start to get a little bit longer. And just a little bit every day. And today is January 1, 2019, as I record this. And I did notice that it's a little bit brighter in the morning. The other interesting thing about today is that this is day 11 of our series Solstice. And it's also 1/1. First month, first day. So that's like 11/11. 11/11 is supposed to be like a mystical number. Whenever you see that on a receipt or on a clock, people say that that's a good message of some sort. It's kind of like finding a penny, I guess. Thinking with 11/11 is you're going to find 11/11 all over the place, and if you're just kind of aware of it, you'll see it all the time. So here's to mystical numbers, I guess. It's a good year already. Well, maybe not a great year. It's a good year. Already I sense the greatness of this year as being one of the greatest years of all times. Well, at least that's the way the years always seem to start out, don't they? We're always hopeful. And it's kind of odd that we're hopeful at the beginning of the year, isn't it? Every year we're kind of hopeful. We've become hopeful that this will be a better year. But it's just an arbitrary date as far as any of us are concerned. We didn't make the calendar. The calendar is based on, the sun and the seasons. But even the calendar itself is a little bit arbitrary. The year should really start maybe in the vernal equinox, which is the start of spring, or maybe even start on the day of the winter solstice or something. It should start at one of the beginnings of the seasons, really, but it does not. And I don't know why that is. I think it used to. Actually the calendar did used to start in March, but it didn't start right at the. It didn't start right at the what do you call it? The vernal equinox. It started. If you look at the name of the month, December, from the Latin word decem, which means 10, which means the 10th month, but it's our 12th month. And if you look at November, that's from the word that means 9 in Latin. October is from the word that means 8, and September is from the word that means 7. So really that's 7, 8, 9, 10. So that would mean that January was the 11th month and February was the 12th month, which would bring us to March, which is when the vernal equinox is. So that was originally when the start of the year was, at least on the Roman calendar. But, that stuff gets messed up over time, and it gets shifted around. We're actually on the Gregorian calendar. A lot of people think we're on the Julian calendar, I think, if they even think about what calendar we're on at all, because Julius Caesar changed the calendar to change the names of the month for July for Julius and August for Augustus. Or maybe it was Augustus that changed it. I believe Julius Caesar changed something. Yeah, I think what happened was Julius Caesar changed it. Julius Caesar, he also made those longer months. They're 31 days. He took a day out of February, which had only 29 days still. It still didn't have 30 days. But to add insult to injury, he took another day out of February. I think it only had 29. It was 29, 30. I don't know. Maybe he took 2 days out of that. Took a day from someplace else, but one of the months was February. I should probably look this up. This is kind of an impromptu talk about the calendar because I'm just vlogging for the day. At any rate, the calendar was changed quite a bit by Julius Caesar, but we're in the Gregorian calendar. So what is that? The Gregorian calendar is a slight modification of the Julian calendar because what happened is, I think it was in the 16th century, they realized the calendar was off by a day. And so they removed a day in October. I forget what day it was, but it was like I think it was the 13th, 14th, 15th. Well, middle of October, they just said, it was like, today's the 13th, tomorrow's going to be the 15th, something like that. So they removed a day to get everything lined back up again. So what they decided to do, and they named the Gregorian calendar after Pope Gregory, is that on certain years there would not be a leap year. And it was, if a century, it's like, it depends on this. I think in 1900 there was no leap year because I think if the century is divisible by 4, you have a leap year. If it's not, it's like a really weird thing. So at the beginnings of the century, depending on if you can divide it by 4 or some other number maybe, that's what will tell you whether you have a leap year or not. In 2000, because 2000 divided by 4 or whatever the number is, 2000 is an even number, so 2000 we had the leap year. But I think in 2100 we won't have the leap year, so that's something to look forward to, is 2100. All right, so I'm thinking I might not make it that far, but you might make it that far. So just remember old Mungo when you get to 2100 and there's no leap year. Unless I'm wrong and there will be a leap year for some other odd rule of the reasons. It's like, what a strange rule that was. You think spelling rules and exceptions are bad. Just take a look at the Gregorian calendar. All right, so I'm gonna go out into the day, into the new year, and I'm gonna be filming the vlog for tomorrow, I guess. How interesting. I'm Mungo Dark Matter, and this has been Dark Matters. And whatever you do, enjoy the day and enjoy the year, and remember, this is the best year ever. And really, every day you should think that. The day resets. Don't just wait for the year to reset. The day resets, so think tomorrow, or each day as you get up, think, this is going to be the best day ever. I will see you next time.